Hello everybody, this is Brother Howard with another tutorial for multimedia video journalism. Today I want to show you how to crank out that you in 60 seconds with video that you're trying to do. Some people may not have had much experience in Final Cut Express or may not have done much with video. And so now I'm going to take you through the steps once you've completed your project in Audacity, and I'll assume that maybe you want to start from there. Of course, you can record your voiceover in Final Cut Express if you so choose. But we're going to start in Audacity. If you see right here in front of me, I've got my tracks in Audacity. Now I went ahead, instead of just having my voiceover, I added some music tracks so it sounds something like this. Alright, so I'll back that up and we'll start that from the beginning and see how it sounds. Hello, I'm Brother Howard and you're listening to me in 30 seconds. I grew up not far. Well, okay, that sounds pretty decent. I think we'll leave that just at that. And there's my voiceover down there at the bottom. I'm going to crank that up a couple notches and see if it's a little better. Hello, I'm Brother Howard and you're listening to me in 30 seconds. I grew up not far from here. Sounds great. We're going to leave it at that. Now I'm going to export this out and we'll go from there. So hold on for just a second. Alright, and so my next step is to do what so many of you have already done. I'm going to go File and Export, and I'm going to export this as an MP3, and I'm going to go ahead and stick that on my desktop, and I'm going to call this Brother H in 30. How's that? And not 300. And I'm going to save that, and it's going to crunch it down, and I'm not going to worry about too many of these other things. And here we go. Once it crunches down, I'm going to import that into Final Cut Express. And so I'm going to go find that and import that in just a second. Alright, so I'm going to minimize Audacity and I'm going to pull up Final Cut Express, which I've already opened. Now I want to tell you I've already set my capture scratch and I've saved my project, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a name, File, Save As, Save Project As, and I'm going to save this in my capture scratch where I save all my stuff that's in the capture scratch, and I have it right in here. And so I'm going to save it right here. And I'm going to call this again Bro H, and we called it in 30, right? In 30. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to save my project. And now here's an important thing. Right now I can go ahead and import in that audio, but there's one important thing that I want to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and hide my Final Cut Express, and I'm going to go and drop my Audacity down. Okay, if I can get rid of it. Go ahead, Audacity, get rid of you. There we go. It's just having a little problem. Okay, I'm going to find on my desktop where I saved that audio, and let's see where that is. And I should have it here someplace. Hold on, I will find it. Okay, here it is. I found my music file. Now I'm going to go into Finder, and I'm going to pull this over here, and I'm going to go back to the place where I've set my capture scratch, which is here. And Brother Howard Editing, and I'm looking at my capture scratch, and I've got some things in here, some different projects and whatnot, and I am going to go ahead and put my audio into that capture scratch. Okay, why I'm doing that is because now it's associated with that project in the one folder like I showed you in class. So there it is in there, so I put it in that project. Now I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and I'm going to pull up my Final Cut Express. I'm going to do File and Import File, and I'm going to go find it just where I put it in the capture scratch on this hard drive. There it is right inside my capture scratch, and I click on it and choose, and there it is right inside Brother Howard in 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and double click on that. It's going to open up a waveform. I can listen to it there. Hello, I'm Brother Howard, and you're listening to me in 30. Oh, look, it's coming across a little hot on the waveform meter, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that down just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and play it again. 3 seconds. I grew up not far from here in a log cabin in Chester, Idaho. That'll probably do it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do this. If you haven't worked with audio in Final Cut, to get it down here in the timeline, I'm going to go ahead and grab this little handle right here. Grab it, and I'm going to use the overwrite function, and I'm going to drop it down onto tracks 1 and 2, and there goes my audio. And you can see it might need some rendering. This one particularly did because it's an MP3 file, so you can go ahead and render that if you want. I'm going to go down here into my set this at unlimited RT, and I'm going to go to my sequence, and I'm going to render for playback, and it's going to go ahead and write my audio now so I can listen to it without having to scrub through it or render the whole thing. So let's listen to it. I was the youngest of 10 children. Not bad. I'm also going to go down here because I like to see the waveforms now. I'm going to show my audio waveforms, clicking on that button right there. And there they are. Now that I've got that, I have my template, and now I'm going to pull in video and or photos. And I'm going to use mostly photos for this one. You can use video if you want, but I have my audio track down. I'm going to go ahead and pull those in. Okay, so now I want to bring in some pictures to go along with this audio. And I'm going to use mainly photos here. And so I've already dropped some photos into the Capture Scratch folder. So I'm going to import those and File and Import. And I'm going to import those from that folder, then my Capture Scratch. And here we go. I've got several of them. So let's go ahead and pick that one. And if I pull that one in there, let me go back. I have them kind of spread out, so I couldn't pull in multiple ones at the same time. But let me pick two. I'm going to shift click and I'm going to pull those in. And let me go and pick in a couple others, and I'll try and get all those in. And let's see, there's one more, two more. Okay, and that should do it. Okay, so now I have some photos in here. I'm going to click on those, and one is a textbook, a Broadcast Basics book that we use, and then I've got a picture of the Spory building, picture of me as a little kid, a picture of my producing textbook, and a picture of my family in the summertime. So now I'm going to go ahead and place those down here. And so what I want to do is I want to listen to my audio and see where these might fit. So let's try these out. Now let me pull this back over here, and let's take a listen. Hello, I'm Brother Howard, and you're listening to Me in 30 Seconds. That sounds good. Now I said we should need some kind of slate, so let's do that. Let's create something very simple. See this little button right here? I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to bring up some text. And I want to make it, let's just make it basic text right here. And that comes up, and I'm going to go back in here into the controls, and I'm going to write Brother Howard, and then I'm going to return to put me in 30 seconds. Okay, and let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and make this about, there we go, 59, sounds good. And we'll center it, sounds great. Let's see what it looks like there. Super. I'm going to go all the way back here, and I am going to go ahead and drop that in. Okay, so now I've got some text. That's probably a little bit more than I need. Hello, I'm Brother Howard, and you're listening to Me in 30 Seconds. I grew up not far from... So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and now, since I'm in the timeline, trim that back to right there. And we talk about the log house I grew up in. Now, did I bring that one in? I didn't bring that one in. I have to go back and find that one. So we'll fill that in later. So I grew up not far from here in a log cabin in Chester, Idaho. I was the youngest of 10 children. Oh, there we go. There's the youngest of 10 children. Let's line that right up there. And I've got a picture of me as a little boy. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that one in. And it drops it right in there. I was the youngest of 10 children. I'm married now and have 4 children. So that looks good right there. So we can do this a couple of different ways. I'm just going to go ahead and drag this back to the playhead. And I'm going to come back in and pull up my family picture. Looks good. I'm going to drop it in overwrite right there on the timeline. Now I'm going to play. 4 children of my own. Their names are Ashlyn, Sam, Max, and Emma. I've been here. Sounds good. We're going to stop right there. Again, I'm going to trim it back right to that playhead. And we talk about BYU, Idaho. Here's the Spory building. I'm going to go ahead and drop that one in. And let's listen to it. I've been here at BYU, Idaho since 1999. I teach mass media and broadcast courses. Wow, that's good enough. So let's trim it right back to there. I brought in a couple of textbooks that we can work with. So let me go ahead and pull those in. Here's a producing textbook. Let's drop that one in. And let's trim that one back up a little bit so we can make that a little quicker. I teach mass media and broadcast courses. And let's pull in my other broadcast course book. Let's see, double click on that one. There it is. And I'm going to go ahead and line that up and do the overwrite and drop it in and listen to it. I'm Brother Howard, and that's me in 30 seconds. That sounds good. And at that point, I'm going to trim this back to here. And instead of making a brand new slate, I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. And I'm going to copy it. And we'll come back over here. And I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to trim it back to it ends right at the right time. And let's see what we got. 30 seconds. All right, really simple, nothing too tough. The only thing I'm missing out there is the little log cabin shot that I forgot to import in. And so if I wanted to do that, I certainly could. And now what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and preview it, make sure it looks good. I listen through. Idaho. I was the youngest of 10 children. I'm married now and have 4 children of my own. Their names are Ashlyn, Sam, Max, and Emma. I've been here at BYU, Idaho since 1999. I teach mass media and broadcast courses. I'm Brother Howard, and that's me in 30 seconds. Wow, looks good enough for right now. Now here's the important part. We're going to go ahead and export this. I want to make sure we export it the right way, so let me go ahead and pull up those export settings. All right, if you look under APACE, under Brain Honey, under our class, under the blog entry number 2, you'll see some settings here for exporting out of Final Cut Express. And if you follow them closely, I'm going to move them off to the side so I can go ahead and do these settings. So here we go. Let me make sure I click on my timeline here. File, export using QuickTime conversion. That is going to pop up a dialog box. And first thing you can choose is where you want to save it. I'm going to go ahead and save this for right now on my in the same folder where I saved everything else. So it's on one of my hard drives in here and Brother Howard Editing 2. And I'm going to give it a name of Bro H Me in 30. We're consistent. Okay, now I'm going to click on the options button. And in the options, I'm going to check on the settings. And here in the settings, I'm going to pick compression type, which is H.264. The frame rate, which I'm going for, is 30. So I'm going to click on that. And the data rate is set at automatic. We'll leave that there. And keyframes, we're going to set that also at automatic. Now these are settings that are proficient for YouTube, that YouTube recommends. Okay. Frame reordering, we are going to uncheck that. And we're going to leave this on high quality. And now we'll go and say OK. The next thing we're going to check on is size, because we might make sure this is the right size. And 476 by 268 is not. We're going to change this to a size that YouTube likes, and that is an HD setting, which is HD 1280 by 720, 16 by 9. And we're also going to click on the deinterlaced source video. Now this one, I only have photos and no interlaced video, so I'm not going to worry about that one too much. But if you had shot on our cameras that have interlaced video, you might want to hit that one. So we're going to click OK. And the last thing we're going to check on is we're going to prepare this for internet streaming. Click on that. That's great. And our sound settings, we're going to change those, see what they're at. Right now we're going to change those to AAC as our preferred audio, and 4800 sounds great. And we're going to leave it at that. Okay, then we're all set. We're going to click OK, and we've already told it where we want to save it, and click on Save, and it's going to go ahead and export that out. And it could take, it's a minute, I can say maybe a minute or two, depending on how hefty the stuff you have is in there. All right, now that our video has exported, let's take a peek at what it looks like. I'm going to drag over here. Here's the finished video, and it's really small. It's only 2.6 megabytes. That's partly because I didn't use any HD video. If I pulled an HD video, that's going to blow up exponentially, but all I have in there is audio and some small JPEG photos. So let's take a peek and see what it looks like. Hello, I'm Brother Howard, and you're listening to Me in 30 Seconds. I grew up not far from here. All right, that's good enough, so we see what it looks like. And our next step is to go ahead. I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to minimize my Final Cut Express, and I'm going to pull over here my web browser. And from my web browser, we're going to go into YouTube, and hopefully you've signed up for a YouTube account. This is the best way to get your stuff on your Posterous account. Posterous will let you upload video, but it's not as high quality as you're going to get with YouTube. So here we go. I already got my YouTube account, and I'm going to go ahead and upload. Now, one of the cool things about this is they have a new feature that lets you drag and drop. So we're going to go ahead and find my video again. There it is. Brother Howard, Me in 30 Seconds. Drag it over there. And again, minimize that. And while it's uploading, I'm going to give it a real name. This is Brother Howard, Me in 30 Seconds. Okay, and it's already uploaded because it's so small. And I'm going to give it a description. A brief introduction to Brother Howard. Okay, and tags, I'm just going to put COM 360. Okay, our category for me, I'm going to put this in education. Hopefully this is educational, and make it public for everyone. And looks like everything's cool, so let's go ahead and save those changes. And it looks like it's going to be ready for us to check out here in just a minute. Okay, now our YouTube video is 100% processed. Didn't take very long. It's really small. We look down here, we see a couple of options. Here's the embed code. Now this is right from where I uploaded it. You can also go and look at your video on your YouTube site, and you'll find a place to share and to embed that as well. But let's just go from right here. Let's take that embed code, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Go ahead and Command C, and then let's go ahead and go to my website, my MMVJ360. I've already logged in. And so now I'm going to go ahead and, I just logged out, so let me log in again because I just clicked on the wrong button. Isn't that terrible? So I'm going to log into that, and we'll go ahead and get this thing set up. Alright, now I'm logged in, and this time I won't click on the log out button, and I'm going to go and manage that. And I'm going to go ahead and add this up there. So again, I'll probably want to do a little brief introduction, a little information about it. And so it's not just the embedded video. So let's post by the web. Let's give this a title. This is Brother Howard Introduction. And I'm going to give a little bit of information. I'm going to give you a little tease. Find out how many kids Brother Howard has. Click here. Okay, that's kind of cheesy, but that's what we're going to do anyway. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and click on this HTML tab. Clicking on the HTML tab will open this up. I'm going to click in there, and I already copied that code. I'm going to paste it, and you'll see it looks like this. And let's go ahead and publish that, and we're going to see what that looks like. Once it's done uploading, it should pull us right up, and let's see what we've got.
Hello, I'm Brother Howard, and you're listening to Me in 30 Seconds. I grew up not far from here in a log cabin in Chester, Idaho. I was the youngest of 10 children. I'm married now and have 4 children of my own. Their names are Ashlyn, Sam, Max, and Emma. I've been here at BYU, Idaho since 1999. I teach mass media and broadcast courses. I'm Brother Howard, and that's me in 30 seconds.
Alright, looks good. It plays. Go ahead and click pause. So you've got it on your website. Now don't forget, you want to go ahead and copy and paste this. And you're going to go into your 360, and under the blog entry number 2, and down here at the bottom, it says you want to submit that. You pull it up and go ahead and paste that web address in there and any other information that you need to share with me here. And one other thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to take, instead of just uploading it, now you're going to take that video file and you're going to go to the COM360 APACE spot and put your name, your folder in APACE. And here's mine. And I want you to drag and drop or save that version of that video right here. So it should be the full quality version before it's been uploaded. So go ahead and drop it right there in your name. So make sure you give a folder for yourself, and then you're all done. So if you have any questions on this assignment, let me know. It's not too bad. The hardest part, of course, is if you haven't used Final Cut very much, it might run into a few issues. So I wanted to run over all those little areas: how to export, how to import files into your audio track to make it look good, and hopefully you had some fun with it. If you're running into any issues, though, please let me know. All right, I hope to see all your stuff soon.